Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. Many questions on the community page involving the Supreme Court. With good reason. The Supreme Court's been very much in the news recently. Will the Supreme Court keep taking our rights away? Or will the government step in and protect us? It's the Supreme Court that's supposed to be protecting our rights. Will the Supreme Court be reconfigured or fixed before we slide further back into 1950? Not sure how to ask this question. There's obvious ethical issues in SCOTUS. Are they going to be investigated? Any other ones in there? I think that covers the lion's share of the questions that I can see on there. Another one following up, who might Biden put as in the SCOTUS next time? But obviously a lot of concern with the Supreme Court, especially given recent rulings, taking away the rights of women, taking away affirmative action, taking away the rights of LGBTQ people when it comes to business dealings, preventing financial relief for people with student loan debts. It just step back after step back after all these programs, all these initiatives that we've norms that we've had that are now being taken away. I understand the person's wondering how many rights are we going to lose. And I laugh because the Supreme Court's supposed to be there to protect our rights. So I'm going to read on the Supreme Court. Find out what is going on there. What's the current energy? For entertainment purposes only. What's going on in spirit with the Supreme Court? This card came up as I was shuffling earlier. Before I started the video, this one popped up, and I was just kind of chuckling. It's like, yeah, there's all sorts of bickering and arguing. I'm so glad it came up as the main card. What's going on at the Supreme Court right now? Complete, utter, friggin' turmoil. Nobody's getting along. Everybody's beating each other with sticks. And what is the Supreme Court supposed to do? They're supposed to be judging. In this case, judgment's coming to the Supreme Court. People are fed up, absolutely fed up, because we have rights that we've been enjoying and they're taking it away, and they are causing all sorts of turmoil in here. I wish I had an idea of when this would happen, but here's what's happening right now. The call is being made to people to rise up, because the Supreme Court, which is generally been considered a very honorable and integral court, is completely and utterly compromised. And it's got to stop. We cannot exist as a country, a nation of laws, if the highest court in our land is corrupt. In the past, Hermit. The corruption of the Supreme Court happened slowly in the dark, and it's being exposed. In the Trump years, where 3 Supreme Court justices got nominated, one of which should have been under Obama, and one of which, by their same rules, should never have happened. And the third guy, who likes beer so much, should never have been confirmed. I'm sure they could have found somebody who wasn't accused of raping people when he was a drunk 18-year-old and continued to act poorly from that point on. I mean, come on. The bar should be a little bit higher for your Supreme Court justices. But the light has been shown on the Supreme Court and what it currently is. Current situation, changes are going to happen. Changes are happening quickly. These changes are happening quickly right now are how quickly can U.S. citizens lose their rights and chipping away at the fringes. This latest ruling stripping away rights of LGBTQ to work with some creative artist to design a website, a case that never existed. The person who brought the case never had a customer. It was a hypothetical. And then they brought that through the court system, and nobody ever challenged them on standing. And now the Supreme Court has ruled on it. It's now the law of the land for something that never happened. A what if. So change needs to happen fast, and you better believe that change is coming from the White House. Biden is pissed. I'll be doing a reading on that one, but Biden's pissed, and again I'll touch more on that one later. Why? People are being left out in the cold. People are being left out in the cold. People are being marginalized. This card, there's also a United States yesterday, today, and tomorrow reading that's up there. This card was right there underneath the current situation in the U.S. Glad to see it's here too, because that is the problem. We are marginalizing citizens, be them women, be them young people, be them members of the LGBTQ plus community. People are being marginalized. And that's not who the United States is. The thing to remember is that if you are truth, if you follow truth and justice, you're going to be victorious. As the truth comes out, as judgments are made, we will be a better society for it. But man, oh man, are we taking a step backwards right now? And I think this victory is more the victory for conservatives that want the U.S. to go back to like the 1600s or so. 1950s is way too generous. I guess 1950s is the first stop back to the 1850s. We're going to have next. Just white landowners are the only ones allowed to vote. White male landowners, mind you. Outcome, King of Wands. I think, government leaders, as Joe Biden, Department of Justice, members of the Senate and Congress, they need to act. Our leaders need to act. They need to come up with a game plan and start pushing forward, because we can't count on the courts to have our best interests. If this was representing John Roberts in the courts, to me, this is the first step of many steps that they plan on taking. And the steps they plan on taking are going to be heartbreaking betrayals to all of us. Women, young people, people of varying sexualities, all being backstabbed by actions of the Supreme Court. Okay. That's the current energy. Hi, John. Mr. Roberts. Actually, I do think that's Mr. Roberts right there. What else can we take actions on? I could tell you what you can take action on. How about some Senate Judiciary hearings, and instead of inviting him, you subpoena his sorry to them, because somebody's got some splaining to do. Okay. Let's find out what's happening in the future with the Supreme Court. What's the next train wreck that we can expect out of them? Or it doesn't have to be train wreck. What's now in the future of the Supreme Court? What are they going to face? Are they going to get any backlash? Maybe we should look at that. What kind of backlash are they going to face? See if we get that, as opposed to their agenda going forward. All right, what's going to happen with the Supreme Court? What kind of backlash? I don't know if we're getting backlash. I think what we're getting is the Supreme Court, they're window shopping for the next big thing that they want to do. It's still, it's delusion. Judge Sotomayor, I believe it was, made the comment that, it's now open season. The minute that you started taking away the some web designers' requirement to work with a gay couple, on the case that never happened, and they can say, "Oh no, it's against my religion to work intimately with gay people to design their website." Okay, man, you've just opened the Pandora's box of white Christian nationalism and setting back all race relations. What's next? Is interracial marriage next? Do we not want to deal with black people or minorities? Are illegal immigrants the next ones on the list? Who's next? Who's next? Step right up. Pick your favorite group that you want to other. Are Muslims going to be in here next? And that's crossed with, in this case, that delusion is crossed with money. But I think the challenge is, if we can look at this card in the positive way. I mean, I think right now the Supreme Court is bought by the Federalist Society, and this is kind of indicating that. But what's also is that this is about legacy. And, we at the United States have always moved forward, and this is a regression. And so there's got to be a fight to get money out of the courts so that we stop regressing and we start progressing again. This money is driving these decisions. So money is in the Supreme Court. We need to get it out because our legacy is more important than bought judges. In the past, here's your bought judges. These judges were part of the Federalist Society. They were groomed, as it were, and bought, and loans were paid off, debts were paid off, money was given, and these Supreme Court justices appear to be paid for entertainment purposes only. Especially when you're not declaring your luxury trips with Harlan Crow and various other people, right? Hey, why should I have to declare that? I'm a Supreme Court justice, top of the heap. What are they facing now? Or the next challenge that they're facing? They're contemplating it, but there's a lot of weariness. They're looking over their shoulder because I think Biden's starting to make noise and he's making moves, and I think they realized that they went too far. They went too far with this, and now something's coming. They don't know what's coming. I think they suspect they know what's coming. 2 9 cards, by the way. They suspect they know what's coming. Something's coming. And it's from the government. The government, I think, has had enough. The government is now getting ready to step in and make some changes to this arrangement. That's the third 9 card. 9, 9, 9. 9 of Cups. I'm going to go on record and just say this Biden, whatever Biden's going to do, it's going to be unveiled in September. It'll probably take him about 6 weeks to put this thing together, or 8 weeks to put it together. But I'm going to guess, because 9's come up 3 times, that something is going to happen in the September timeframe where Biden is going to start his addressing of this. The lesson to be learned is the 9 of Cups. I believe we have 9 Supreme Court justices too. And, here they are all lined up, and they're bought and paid for by the Federalist Society. Obviously, not all of them, but enough of them. So what are we going to do about that? This is the thing. These Supreme Court justices basically have been corrupted in this process. They've been bought. So how do you undo that? That's a great card. 6 of Swords. We need to go from the tumultuous times to calmer waters. I think it's too late right now to do anything with this current court. So plans are going to be made to calm things down and to get rid of this, what's going to be a deluge of crazy court cases that want to come up, that want to eat at people's rights. The court's going to be evaluating their next steps, and I think Biden's evaluating the next steps too. Oh, the court might be trying to calm things down now. This might be what this is. After all this, they're going to evaluate what it is that they want to take on to, but I think they also realize that they've gone too far and they need to calm things down because too many people have noticed what they're up to. And the thing is, when you want to work in the background, in the shadows, like Bill Barr, you don't want people knowing what you're doing because the Bill Barrs of this world rely on stealth and secret dealings in the back that nobody knows about, hence why they're secret dealings, so that you can move your agenda in a secret manner, and by the time people figure it out, it's way too late. So, the Supreme Court looks like we're going to see if there's more rulings, there's going to be more rulings that aren't real great for the average person. but then things are going to calm down a bit for them. But I do think that it's going to be a little bit too late. Will Biden do something? What will Biden do? Does Biden have a plan? How about that? Biden have a plan? If he has a plan, what's he going to do? Better yet, how about this? How's Biden feeling right now about the Supreme Court? I think I know the answer to this one, but let's give David an easy one here, shall we? What's Biden feeling about the Supreme Court? Yep. These cards come up again. He's looking at them. He's looking at them and their lifetime appointments, and I think he's feeling like they're a little bit too comfortable with this, and I think he's going to start. Making waves. The Supreme Court's going to try and calm some things down so that he doesn't do what he's about to do. Now, does this mean like he's adding 2 more justices to it? Possibly. Because now you're at 6. You're 6 and 6, right? There could be 2 justices that are in trouble. And we know there's 2 justices in trouble. And there's secrets involved here. So what's Biden going to do? I think he's evaluating the 9 Supreme Court justices. And maybe we need to mix things up here. Because when you have those 9 justices and they're corrupt, it causes too much turmoil, and we need to calm things down. He's not going to reveal his plans yet. They're not. I mean, they may not be fully formed, or the timing may not be ready to reveal those. But he's moving forward with a plan that we don't know about yet, but we'll find out soon enough. And it's going to cause a little bit of some ripples, shall we say, with the Supreme Court. Just when they're trying to calm things down, I think he is going to say, no, you don't get to calm things down now. You've opened Pandora's box here, and I'm going to work. I'm going to step through that. Okay, I could throw on what Biden's going to do, but right now we're getting the moon card, so I don't know if it's going to be a particularly valuable read because I don't think the plan's fully formed yet, or it's not ready to be unveiled. I'll revisit that one in a different reading. But yeah, Supreme Court. I think they've been compromised. I think a lot of the judges have been bought and paid for by the Federalist Society. It's really sad. I don't want to feel that way, but that's the way it looks, and that's the way they're acting. And something needs to be done about it. And we have our leaders that need, right now Joe Biden's our best bet. And that might depress some people. It may not. I have a sneaking suspicion that Biden has something up his sleeve because something broke in that man. And I'll discuss that in another video coming soon. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for supporting my channel. Thank you for doing what you do and inspiring me to do more videos. Thank you for your questions, and I look forward to answering some more in the near future. Take care.